Hi, I'm Kyle McIntyre from Pinnacle Investment Management, and with me today I have Eleanor Swanson, who is the co-lead portfolio manager of the Firetrail Australian Small Companies Fund, which excitingly is being launched as an active ETF, which will be under the ticker FSML, and it's set to launch on the 18th of November. Ellie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Carl.
Ellie, you're known for your high conviction investing at Firetrail, and today we're going to cover that off with the lens of small caps and some of the big opportunities that you're seeing there. To kick things off, let's talk markets. Is now a good time to allocate to small companies?
So we think now is a great time to be allocating to small companies. The reason being is that small caps are more leveraged to an economic recovery. If we think about the composition of the index, you've got 30% in resources, 20% in consumer discretionary, and about 10% in REITs. That means that when interest rates are cut and the economy starts to recover, small caps should outperform. If we look back through history, the median active small cap manager has delivered investors 37% in the 18 months following an economic trough.
Wow.
If we compare that to the ASX 100, the return's 20%. So you can really see that leverage of small caps to a good economy coming through. However, it's really challenging to pick an economic trough. So we do encourage investors to look at the long-term track record of an asset class. And if we look at the median active small cap manager, they've delivered investors 11% per annum over the past 20 years. So it really is an asset class that's a proven wealth compounder.
Okay, and you mentioned active management there. Why is being active so important in the small cap part of the market?
Yeah, so there's a few reasons. If we think about some of the big themes we're seeing in markets at the moment, artificial intelligence, decarbonisation, we can really hone in on companies that focus on some of these big themes. Another key reason is that we see that coverage in the small cap part of the market in terms of brokers is often a lot less. So you get the opportunity to uncover hidden gems before they've hit extreme valuations. And finally, in small caps, we've heard of a lot of big, large cap names such as WiseTech, NextDC. Not that long ago, they were in the small cap part of the market. So it really is an opportunity to get onto those big Australian success stories before they materialise. So that's why we're so excited about investing in this part of the market.
Eleanor, Firetrail's approach is genuinely unique. What makes the Firetrail way different in small caps relative to some of the other managers out there?
So the first thing I'd call out in terms of how we're different to peers is the fact that as part of the team, you've got industry expertise to cover all parts of the market. So one of the co-portfolio managers of the fund, Matthew Fist, is a geologist. So he spent many years working at mining companies in Australia, both above and below the ground. And that gives him a fantastic skill set when it comes to picking the best resource stocks in the small cap space. And it's 30% of the benchmark, so it's material. My background, I'm a trained immunobiologist. As you know, biotechs can be very high risk, but they're very lucrative if you get them right. So having that skill set to assess clinical trial data is really an asset we have on the team as well. If we think about the returns of our fund since inception, we've delivered really strong returns for investors in the industrials part of the market, but you're really getting that cream on top with resources and biotech as well. The second way in which the fund is different to peers is we've got an institutional quality team with institutional quality risk system. So at Firetrail, we're a team of 20 investment professionals. We've got full-time risk analysts, dealers, as well as a client support team, which means that the portfolio managers and the analysts spend 100% of their time picking stocks and building portfolios for clients. Finally, the final way in which we're different is incredible deep relationships and corporate access to get access to capital events for our clients. So that really does favour the small cap part of the market. If we think about initial public offerings, placements to get access to growth and M&A, as well as balance sheet repair, really great source of alpha in capital events. So they're kind of the three key things: industry expertise, institutional quality team, and access to capital events.
Well, and they've definitely delivered exceptional returns for investors, Eleanor. When I look at the fund, you've got a target of 7% per annum above the index, but you and the team have actually delivered 12% per annum above the index. So exceptional returns, and very, very exciting to have the Firetrail Australian Small Companies Fund available as an active ETF as of the 18th of November under the ticker FSML, and that will be available for all investors to invest in directly, either via their broker or on the ASX. Eleanor, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for listening to the video on the Firetrail Australian Small Companies Fund Active ETF. Bye.